What's up, Internet? Cory here with the most makeshift camera setup. I have my tripod on top of, what is this even called? A water container? Something that we're going to use for the wedding. I don't know. My game room has kind of become storage for a little bit of the wedding stuff, which is happening next year. Like, I've got like all this silverware just chilling next to me. What the fuck? But hold together. Hold together. I have about 2 weeks of non-weekend adventure pickups to show you. And I say non-weekend adventure because, like I said before, during the colder weeks, I'm not going to be filming for Weekend Adventure because I basically only have a flea market to hit and maybe some game stores, but I don't want to make it a habit of going to these game stores because I need content for Weekend Adventure. So, basically, this is what happens when I don't film Weekend Adventure and I find a decent amount of stuff anyway. And of course, now that I think about it, I feel like I'm missing some stuff down here. Shit. I'm almost 100% positive I'm missing some stuff. Got that. That's empty. That's that. Yeah, I'm definitely missing some stuff. Dang. Well, oh, now I remember what it was. Never mind. It's basically nothing. At one of the flea markets, the seasonal flea market, I found one of the Scribblenauts games, but it turned out it was the wrong game in the case. It was a case for Super Scribblenauts, but it had Scribblenauts in it. So I put it with tag sale stuff already. Fuck it. I'm not keeping that. I wanted to keep it for the collection, but it's the wrong game. Wrong case. Whatever. So, at our usual flea market, I was actually pleasantly surprised to find something that I almost never find. And it's something that I would love to find more often. It is old video game magazines, and these are all circa 1992. Back when I was, what, 6? We got some Game Pros with some Mortal Kombat on there. Got Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt on the back. An EGM with Batman Returns and Addams Family on the back. Another EGM, Super Double Dragon, once again Addams Family. Spider-Man with RoboCop 3, Game Pro. Alien 3, RoboCop 3, Game Pro. You can see a trend here. We got, what is this? Michael Jordan. Jordan versus Bird. And on the back you have a Game Boy Tiny Toon game. Another Game Pro. Universal Soldier. Don't even know what that is. EGM. Super Street Fighter. Or just Street Fighter 2, I guess. Game Pro with Taz. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Probably back before they knew what it was. Or what it was going to be. Another Game Pro with some Splatterhouse on the front. Chester Cheetah made the fucking cover of a gigantic Game Pro. What the hell is this? The collector's edition? Oh, it's the holiday issue. I've looked through about half of these just to like see old ads and stuff and check out some like old game reviews for games I'm currently looking for my collection today. And I haven't looked through that one yet. I want to make that one the next one. And then we have another one with Street Fighter 2 on it. So I got all those. She was selling them for $1 each, or if I bought them all, it'd be 10 bucks. So I really cannot complain about that. At that same flea market, as I was basically running out of money, this was actually 2 weekends ago at this point, there was this bag that had this on it. $50 for all firm. And I don't know, I guess I like pushing people's buttons a little bit when they have firm, because I always hate when they are basically telling you there's no haggle room. So I was just like, so what's the best you can do? And I was able to get it for $47. Not much difference, but it's also basically all I had left in my wallet at the time. And it had some decent stuff in it. And I tested it all. It works with the exception of this Game Boy Advance, which I haven't tested actually, because it's a Game Boy Advance Glacier color. And for some reason they taped down the battery cover, and when I was testing these systems I couldn't be bothered to try and scrape this fucking tape off. Because I'm probably going to sell it for parts anyway. Fuck it. I don't remember, did I show you the Game Boy Color? Yeah. So, Game Boy Color, teal. Really nice shape. Works. A Game Boy Advance SP. Needs a charge. Doesn't have any chargers with it, but did come with some batteries for the Game Boy Color. Kind of some stickers on here that were peeled off, and the back's a little scratched up. But you figure there, like for $47, that's my money back. Like, so between that, that's at least my money back, even with PayPal fees and shit like that, eBay fees. And it had a bunch of games with it, many of which I actually need for my collection. But there were 2 games in there that were the real seller. I'll show those last. So first up, for the Game Boy Color, we have 2 copies of Vigilante 8 with AAA batteries in their value. Don't know why you had 2 copies of that. Then there's Powerpuff Girls Pink the Townville Green. Worms Armageddon for the Game Boy Color. Dragon Warrior Monster, which is going in my collection. And this was one that was just like, obviously, Great Recouper Pokemon Silver. Dead battery on it though. And here's one that I saw and I was just like, I'm pretty sure I've never seen this, and if I've seen it, I know someone was talking about it like it was rare. And that is Titus the Fox. Titus Fox. Has a subtitle on here. But it's really, it's like one of the thumbnails for my video. It like uses a font that's really hard to read, and you can't really read it. I don't know if you guys are having anybody better luck. Something Marta, Keck, and back. Don't know. But I've heard that's a pretty rare game. Holding on to that for my collection. Gonna be recouping with the systems, and the rest is basically free. So that was it for that weekend, aside from some thrifting stuff that you'll see in a separate video. This was the week that this beautiful game came out. Super Mario Odyssey. Double-sided poster. Not sure if I have any room for it in the room, but I definitely like this poster, and I love this game, so maybe we'll find some room. This week, I mainly had game store pickups. Actually, it was all game store pickups. This was actually just 2 days ago, this weekend, that I had these pickups. And yes, I went a little crazy. Let's start with the mild stuff first. First up, I got a Grid Games t-shirt for the local video game store that we have up here in Manchester, 52 Purnell Place. Go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Carl would really appreciate it. Oh, man. A lot of Gamestop pickups. And I actually picked up something down in Orange at Retro Games Plus. That's Russ Lyman's store. He wasn't there. Picked up for about $11 after tax. World Games for the NES. Complete. Box is pretty rough, but to be honest, I didn't have this in my collection, and for random boxed games, like for a decent price, I'm basically trying to make sure that I don't have them already. because I don't want to be in a situation where I just buy it for the box, like spend $15 to get basically the box, and then I have just the cart for recouping. It's just like, fuck it, I don't need everything in the box. I understand I want to stack these games to the ceiling, but once they're to the ceiling, I really don't know what the fuck to do with them, because I don't really have that much space in here. Next up, all stuff I got from GameStop, and like I said, I went a little crazy. October is my birthday month, so GameStop gave you a 20% off coupon that had to be used before the end of the month. So, I felt obligated to use it, and I had already purchased Super Mario Odyssey, which I guess I should show first. I think I'm almost through the game, based on how many hours people say it is. They say it's about 15 hours. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to that. Loving it. I actually like it better than Breath of the Wild as far as the mainline Nintendo Switch games go. It's absolutely amazing. Definitely a system seller, even if it is just a 15-hour game for the main story. Absolutely would recommend it to you. But, like I said, needed to use a 20% off coupon. So, Saturday was Pro Day. So, Elite members, like myself, get 30% off pre-owned products. So I'd asked Danny up in Canada, Roaming Dan, he's collecting for the PS4 and the Vita, if he was looking for any games in particular that he's having trouble finding up there. And one of them he mentioned is one that I see all the time down here, and that is Odin Sphere for the PlayStation Vita. This was the re-release of the game. Goes for about $35 at GameStop here. Used that 30% from Pro Day. They didn't believe, and they wouldn't let me use my 20% off coupon towards it. So I paid about $30, I think, for it. It was something like that. I think it's like $38 before the Pro membership or whatever. I don't know. It was basically $30, but it was all credit. So, I was like, fuck it. Let's keep hitting some GameStops. Because we were out and about, we were going places that had GameStops around them, so I was hitting GameStops. I was mainly looking for Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, but because of the coupon, I needed to find it pre-owned. And the only place in the area that had it pre-owned is a GameStop that I literally went to on Friday, but didn't see it there. Like, I was checking online, and I wasn't going to go all the way back over to that town to hopefully find it there. Or even if I called them, it wasn't worth the trip. Anyways, I'm basically looking to luck into it at this point. So, after about 4 GameStops of finding nothing, I was just like, fuck it, I have some credit, let's throw it at a Switch game that I want to try out. If I don't like it, I'll trade it back in or resell it or whatever. So, I decided to pick up Splatoon 2. Now, the first Splatoon game that I played on the Wii U, I didn't really like because it had motion controls. You had to basically aim the gamepad wherever you were trying to shoot, and I didn't like that. I don't like motion controls like at all. So, let me know in the comments below if you've somehow seen this video, if I posted and published this video before I've even tried this game. Let me know in the comments below, just for my sake, can you play this without motion controls? Like, if you were to like get a Pro controller, can you play this like a normal human being? Like a regular shooter? Because if so, I would love to try it. If it has motion controls, it's going right back, or I'm selling it for more than I spent on it. But, because of that 20% coupon and my trade credit, I think I paid $5 for this total, like cash money. So, Sunday, we were still in areas that had GameStops. And you're looking at an idiot who also noticed that he had multiple buy 2 get 1 free coupons in his GameStop app. And I'm just like, alright, if I could find like a game I want, do something where I buy 2, get the third one free, and then like try and mitigate that cost by like selling 2 of them and basically getting the game for free kind of thing. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, because the 3 games I found at this GameStop, which is actually pretty local, are 3 games that I legitimately might like. One of them I'm iffy on. The first one I'm iffy on is Pokken Tournament DX. I'm iffy on it because it's a fighter. I'm not that into fighters, but it's Pokemon, and I know I didn't ever try it on the Switch or on the Wii U, but I'll try it on the Switch because I don't need to like hook it up to the TV and sit down in front of the TV to try it out. I can just play it casually. That's always a big selling point for me. That's why I was so big into 3DS. That's why I'm so big into Switch right now, is because I could just play it portably. When Alicia wants to go to some shitty store like Christmas Tree Shop, I could wait in the car, and it doesn't matter if she's in there for an hour because I have the Switch. Time flies, you know? The other two games I got, one of them I got because I was really fucking surprised to see it pre-owned, and I knew I wouldn't have another opportunity anytime soon. Fire Emblem Warriors. Not a big fan of Dynasty Warriors, but I did enjoy a little bit of the Hyrule Warriors, and I'm not that big into Zelda, but I am pretty big into Fire Emblem, so I'll try it out. And like I said, if I don't like it, trade it back in, resell it, whatever. Get some of my money back. Alright, we're back. We're a little off balance because however I had this tripod is not sitting well anymore. I have literally one game left to show you, but I got a call from Alicia, so I had to pick up. That last game, like I said, kind of weird that I'm playing Super Mario Odyssey when this game came out like a full month and a half, if not more, before, and I wanted to play it then, but never got around to it. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Hopefully it's fun. It looks like a strategy RPG. My friend Tom is really liking it, so I figured I would give it a try. That is going to do it for this pickup video. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Let me know what you've been able to pick up lately. Really like to know. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Go check me out on Patreon if you would like to support the channel. I would really appreciate it. A big shout out to Todd Everett for his continued support. And as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.